Welcome everyone, I am very excited about this. We just had a video on the dupe system a day ago. I'm sure you've all watched it by now, and I want to give you my thoughts on this because low spenders and free to play, the disparity between those and those mega whales is going to get bigger with this. But we can solve this issue. We can make it to where at least we can have as much fun as those mega whales. And I'll explain that in a minute. Let's talk about first the life tokens. So we can take any legendary champion we have, we can crunch it for a life token, and then there's a shop to go into to buy other legendary champions. Now the current ones they showed us, I don't need. I've got all these, so I'm hoping this rotates pretty often, right? And we don't know the cost of getting these legendaries yet. And by the way, when this first comes out, do not crunch any of your legendaries. You might want to keep always 2 copies, and you might want to empower or at least use it for faction guardians. I would just hold on, especially if you don't see something in the shop you need to immediately get. Hold on to your dupes. Do not make them into life tokens unless there's something you absolutely want to get in the shop. We're going to talk about empowerment last. That's where you take other legendary champions and throw them into your current legendary to make it even stronger. That's the big issue. Faction guardians. This is where they did something absolutely right, to where we put in duplicate champions to make any rarity, rare, epic, or legendary, stronger for every single faction out there. This is just one faction I'm showing you right now, but this unlocks for every single faction. The only scary thing I see here is that it's locked, and then it looks like it will take gems to unlock these. Now I'm assuming gems, I don't know. Maybe they're locked because we have to finish some kind of mission. I doubt it. I have a feeling this is going to take gems. And for every single faction, if we have to unlock all these, that's going to take a hell of a lot of gems. I'm hoping I am wrong. You guys let me know down below, but they really did a good job with this. Increasing our rares and our epics and our legendaries all the same. HP 10%, attack 10%. They did do a little different on the accuracy and resistance, which is fine. I don't mind that. And then the speed is a bit different as well. And that's okay. They're legendary champions, but at least we're getting those base stats, which is going to make our rares stronger and our epics stronger, everything stronger, so we can get through content in the game. And this is one of those big things I was asking about. When we got stage 21 through 25 dungeons, I said, are you going to lower the defense on those dungeons? Because it's not difficult to do. But if we're using rares and epics to get through stage 21 to 25, it's a long run. It takes a long time to beat through those guys. And I said either they need to lower the defense, or what they're going to do is bring out ways to make our champion stronger. And what are those ways? I was asking, like, what are those ways that you're going to bring out to make our champion stronger? Faction Guardians is one of the best things I've seen put into this game, and I'm glad it's here. So there's no negative about this. Okay, empowerment. Also at the end of this video, we're going to talk about my 226 legendary champions and whether I've got any room for my faction guardians and empowerment to try to make some of these stronger. So empowerment is only available for legendary champions, and it's going to bring up their base stats. They didn't tell us how much, but I'm going to guess 5% per legendary put in there. That means total, and it's only going to be HP, defense, and attack. They're not going to mess with critical damage. And this is where we can catch up with the damage that Seer does on those waves. Stage 21 to 25. It's really hard to drop that with DPS champions to even compete with Seer. But since all these increases are not increasing critical damage, that's how Seer gets her damage done. If we can increase Seer's critical damage, then we're not going to increase her damage. These guys are going to catch up now, because they're getting increased attack, increased defense, or HP, whatever their primary damage is dealt off of, and they're going to be able to start dropping these waves easier. I'm not going to say they're going to drop the waves right away, but if I bring in 2 AoE DPSers, then I might be able to compete with Seer and drop through those waves and get to the boss just as quickly. So if we're doing 5%, total of 4 champions empowered into that legendary, that's 20% additional attack, defense, and HP. Then we're getting an additional 10% from Faction Guardians. So a 30% increase. Now this is off of base stats, but we take that base stat, which is really high on a legendary already, and we increase that by an additional 30%. Then we give them increased attack, which increases 50% overall. Whatever their attack is, it starts adding up to a lot of additional damage, HP, and defense. But here is the biggest thing about this. Sure, whales are going to love this, man. They're going to be looking for those duplicates now to throw in there and then to do their empowerment, it's great for the excitement of it. Now they're going to be opening those 500 shards and going, man, I got a dupe Raglan, which you see on the screen. Fantastic. I'm going to throw it in there to make her even tankier. But we want that excitement too. And that's the disparity between low spender and mega whale is getting bigger with this. And I don't know why they didn't do this for rares and epic. And I don't mean make it lower. Like at first I was like, okay, let's throw a epic into an epic and only give it a 3% increase where we're giving a 5% increase to legendary. I'm just throwing out random numbers. Then it would be less, right? But why make it less? Keep it the same because usually their base stats are less. For rares and for epics, their base stats are less. But really, it's about the excitement. It's about the enjoyment. I'm free to play. I'm a low spender. I don't get to open up that many shards, so I'm not really looking for duplicate legendaries to try to throw into each other to make them stronger. But if I do pull a duplicate Frozen Banshee, I'm excited about it. I'm like, man, I'm going to throw this into my current Frozen Banshee and make her stronger for the clan boss or any other content I'm using her in. And then think about pulling something like a Vergus. I pull a dupe Vergus, normally I'd be like, another dupe Vergus. But now I'm excited about it because I get to throw that Vergus into my current one to where I'm soloing the Scarab King. And it makes it easier for me to solo the Scarab King. That's just the excitement factor that I want. Now the Mega Whales, they're going to pull 500 shards. They're looking for those legendaries. And if they use epics or rares, they're going to have 4 additional copies quick. But for the low spender, for the free to play, they're not. They're very rarely probably ever going to have a duplicate copy of an epic champion, or at least not that many. So when they pull and they see that, they're going to be really excited. If they get dupes now, and if I get dupes, I'm going to be happy about that. I'm going to be able to throw it in there and make them stronger. That's not in the game. I don't know why they decided not to do that when they've done everything else. With Faction Guardians, everything looks so good, and then they only do empowerment for this part. So you guys let me know down below, and hopefully maybe they'll do it. Maybe they'll add that into the game. I don't see it breaking the game. I see it just making that now we can be as strong as the whales. Not really. We can just have as much fun as the whales. As far as power goes, it's not going to make us crazy strong to where we can do something that the whales are already doing with those amazing legendary champions because their stats and their abilities are so much better. But at least we can make our guys stronger to try to survive and get through more content. And I guess that's, I don't know. I guess to them, they don't want those guys to. They don't want the rares and the epics to be good. And they would be nowhere near as strong as legendaries. Maybe they'll add that before this releases. I know. Yeah, right. Here are all my legendary champions broken down by faction. The green means that I've got enough duplicates in there to get that Guardian bonus. The Faction Guardian bonus to where I get that speed, resistance, accuracy, defense, HP, and attack. So I've got enough in here, but I don't really have anybody that I want to empower. Like, I'm going to have to really think long and hard. I've got 5 Cythalias, but I'm not going to throw 4 Cythalias into her just to get that defense and HP up because I don't really use her that often. Now, if I started maining her, like using her 24/7, I would think long and hard about doing that, but I'd probably throw 3 into one and then save that so I have 2, right? I always want to have 2 left because I never know if I'm going to need a second legendary champion to cheese something out. We don't know what new content's on the horizon. You never know if you're going to need 2, so I will still keep 2 no matter what happens. I'm just going to have to try to get more legendary champions, farm legendaries. How do you farm legendaries? I don't know. They didn't give us a way to get additional legendaries. That'll come, right? That always comes with the longevity of the game. As it keeps going, they'll give us more ways to get more legendaries. I'm sure they will, and they'll give us better offers. But as far as the rest of these, I don't have enough, even in Sacred Order, to get the whole Guardian bonus. Look at the duplicates I have here. I mean, I've got 4 on this one, 3, 2, 5, Elder Scarg, 5, Altan, 6. So I could empower Altan. Not really a power player that I use all the time, so I don't know if I want to go that way. But Biggin. Biggin's a good one to empower. Throw 4 copies of Biggin into. I still would only do 3 because I want to keep 2 Biggins just in case I need them. But Biggin can help me get through waves in the game, so I would probably use him. And Biggin would be interesting with the additional attack from empowerment plus the 10% from Faction Guardians. Maybe I could get him strong enough to really clear those waves in 21 through 25. Possibly. I don't know yet. We're going to have to see what the increase is. I'm guessing that it's 5% per empowerment, 20% total. That's just my guess. If it's much stronger than that, then it's going to be pretty insane. And then really the gap between rares and epics and the rest without them doing what I talked about earlier, right? We need to be able to throw rares and epics into epics. It really needs to happen because it's too crazy. It just sounds too crazy only letting legendaries that are already so much stronger base stat wise and ability wise, and only letting them have the fun with this. All right, going down to Skinwalkers, I've got 4 War Chiefs. That's it. I've got Hawkworm Smash Lord 1/1/1, so I can only do 2 sets of Faction Guardians. I can only get the HP and the attack on Skinwalkers. We're good with the rest of these. I've got, where do I have a 4 of Harvest Jack here? We can make Harvest Jack strong. Rotos, I mean, obviously I'm not going to feed Rotos into Rotos. I'm going to at least keep 2. And that third one, I don't know, I might keep 3, but 2. I'll keep 2 Rotos because 2 are actually playable. I don't know if I need a third one, so I could feed 1 into the other. 4 Blind Seers. I don't need 4 Blind Seers. I don't know if I'm ever going to really need 2 Blind Seers, so that might be one to where I would throw all Blind Seers into her just to make her tankier. But I don't need that, so I'm going to keep it because I might want those life tokens. There might be something in the shop I want, and I'd rather get rid of my Blind Seer copies because I don't need her stronger for anything in the game, really. And I don't see anything coming up that I would need her stronger. So there I could use life tokens on it. Knights Revenant. I'm screwed on Knights Revenant. I've only got 2 that I can unlock there with Hegemon and Bystophes. And then over here, Molly Tankard and Trunda. 3 Trundas. It'd be really cool to have about 7 or 8 Trundas, right? Throw them all in there, have a couple copies, but I don't. I've only got those. So we'll be keeping her how she is. And my Shadowkin faction is very low. We've got 1 copy of each of these legendaries, so we can't even get a bonus. So yeah, I want to go fishing for some of these legendaries, but I also, when I go fishing for these Legos, I want to have the option to be able to throw my epics and rares in there as well. You guys let me know about this down below. Everything does look good. I am still very excited about this. I think they're going in the right direction. They just need to do just a little bit more so that they can help out the free-to-play players. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Let me know your thoughts down below. I will see you all in a video soon.